What if someone somewhere figured out how to live on a small sphere and get along? Wouldn't that be nice? What if in the evolution of the human being there was an understanding of more stability?
That would be wonderful.
So, of course, there is all of that intertwining. When Esther first began receiving us, some people came from another conference. They were very excited, and they were really into other dimensions. And they were so annoyed with us that we would not tell them what planet we were from. They knew for sure we were not from this planet, and so why wouldn't we assign ourselves some other planet? And today, if we were having the conversation with them, we would say, there you go again, always wanting to make everything about the physical manifestation, where what we're wanting you to do is to find the essence of where you come from. But really, you can tell by the conversation and where it's going. We just can't get anywhere with you about any of this, because this is not what you are about. What you are about is exploring your environment and letting this environment produce desire within you, and then you coming into vibrational alignment with it, and you turning those thoughts to things. And we're not for a moment wanting to limit you about anything that you can think about, because if any thought occurs to you, if there's a burning question within you, there's got to be an answer that will come forth that will satisfy you. When we talk about what your source knows, and then we talk about you getting into the receiving mode, you have to be in the vicinity of what source knows about that topic for you to receive it. Oh, so here we go. So you get the sense of this receiving mode that we're talking about, this pure positive energy place where your inner being is, where the source within you holds knowing. And you're somewhere along the emotional scale. You might be depressed, you might be overwhelmed, you might be angry, you might be frustrated, you might be hopeful, you might be in appreciation and joy and passion and love. So you're somewhere on your emotional scale, and you have a relationship with your inner being who is on the emotional scale too, way up here in non-resistance. So as your inner being is knowing what it knows, which means projecting a vibration, offering thought about it, and law of attraction is responding to that thought, this consciousness, this knowing, this inner being you has a vibrational relationship with you, but your inner being never dips down to match you. If you're going to be a perfect match, you've got to come up to the vibrational alignment with your inner being. So your inner being is always calling you, and let's say that you're depressed and you hear the call. Well, it doesn't sound the same to you as when you're elated and you hear the call. Are you following that? We've sort of been down this conversation before, haven't we? So the less resistance you have, the higher your vibrational frequency. The higher your vibrational frequency, the more possibility of being in alignment with who you are. And the more in alignment with who you are, the more clarity you feel, the more ease you feel, the more love you feel, the more joy you feel. And in every moment, you have some relationship with your inner being that is somewhere in this range. All right, so now getting back to the conversation that you were introducing. So let's acknowledge that your inner being has knowledge beyond your comprehension, which is another way of saying knowledge beyond your right now current ability to find a receptive mode for. So when you are involved in your own life experience here in this environment that you know, it's more likely for you to hook up with your inner being and take thought beyond. But when you're asking questions about other planets that are confusing to you, of other experiences where you don't have any basis of knowing or understanding, when you're getting your conversation from movies you've watched or from scary things that people are offering, then you're somewhere else and you're not going to find that clarity. But what if you've asked the question, so you've put it into your vortex, and then you don't try to define it, you just get into that meditative state. In time, everything that you've been able to find a question for, it is our promise to you that you will find an answer for. And a lot of that are the descriptions that others are offering about other dimensions and things like that. That is in fact what is going on. If you've been listening to us for a while, you've not heard us be very encouraging about that, because we know that you've come with enough purpose here in this physical environment to live happily ever after. And your intention isn't to know everything that could ever be known, because you know that you're an eternal being who will never cease to be. You know that there will never be an end to who you are. You know that there will never be an end to the expansion that is you. And so you just want to watch yourself and see if you're getting into that lack-based questioning. Why is it that you want to know? Why is it that you want to know what you want to know? Is it for the enhancement of your own experience? Or is it because you want some more evolved crowd on some other more evolved leading edge to come and save you from your own destruction? There are a lot of reasons that a lot of people are reaching into that. This conversation, is it a satisfying conversation or a not satisfying conversation to you? Satisfying? Not satisfying? In other words, it's sort of a mixed bag, isn't it? And it's because you can't really, as you said several times, you can't really get your thoughts around it. Is there more out there? Yes. Does most of it have anything to do with you? No. It's sort of like Noah's book here in this physical environment. Most of the things that you think you want to give your attention to have little or nothing to do with you. And so we just want you to ask the question about anything that you're focusing upon. Is the mere focusing upon it enhancing your experience? And if it is, if it feels elating to you, like elation or fascination or strong interest, then that means there's enough in your vortex that has come into a frequency that could manifest into something that is tangible for you, and therefore you should pursue it. Does that clarify it?
Thank you so much.